Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today we will talk about faculty members' preparation for NCAA visit. I'm Dr. Abdurrahman Qawasmi, the coordinator of Academic Accreditation Unit. General information. As you know, the NCAA is working under the umbrella of the Education and Training Evaluation Commission in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. The Education and Training Evaluation Commission has four main parts. The first is QIAS, the second NCAA, the third National Center for Assessment and School Excellence, and finally MASAR. We will talk and concentrate on NCAA, under which we have program accreditation, institutional accreditation, and accreditation results. We are working with program accreditation. What is NCAA? NCAA stands for National Center for Academic Accreditation and Evaluation. To be accredited, you need to fulfill the eligibility requirements and to meet the 6 standards. The eligibility requirements and the standards of NCAA can be found using this link. What is NCAA, or the mission of NCAA? Supporting the quality, assessment, and accreditation for higher education institutions and programs through an objective and transparent system and procedures to gain the confidence of the local and the global community in the outputs of these institutions and programs. The NCAA values transparency, integrity, affiliation, excellence, independence, and neutrality. In order to be accredited, you need to pass 6 steps. The first step for accreditation is the submission for accreditation request to the NCAA. This can be achieved by the university or the quality deanship in the university through the Vice Rectorate of the Educational or Academic Affairs. The second step for accreditation, it is a cooperation between the NCAA and the program coordinators in order to train them and to provide the program with the workshops to make them writing or to prepare the accreditation documents and writing the correct or the good self-study report for programs. The third step for accreditation is to send the main documents to the NCAA. Of course, the main documents, they are based, as we said before, on 2 things. The first one is the eligibility documents, and I discussed this in my previous presentations. You can find them in the YouTube, and the NCAA standards. And because NCAA standards, they are updated, we will talk about about the new 6 standards. The fourth step for accreditation, that a committee will organize the accreditation process through assigning reviewer committee to the programs that are nominated by NCAA for accreditation. This reviewer will review your documents that you sent to NCAA and will provide you with notations and recommendations. In this stage or in this step, you need to read these notations and to respond to them. Of course, the NCAA will send members after that from an operational unit to be sure that programs are ready for committee's visit. There will be two visits: the visit from NCAA to be sure that you responded to the reviewer comments and you are ready really to meet the final committee that will come to review and to decide you can be accredited or not. This lecture is about preparation of faculty members for visit, which means we are now at the fifth step for accreditation. So we are waiting the final committee, which is number of reviewers from 2 to 3 based on the program and its branches, and number of visit days from 2 to 3 days. So this presentation is to prepare our faculty members to know the main quality requirements. And as you know, one of the main reviewing steps from or by the reviewing committee is to make meetings with the faculty members and to discuss with them several issues regarding teaching, assessment, research, community service, advising, and others. So we are now waiting for the committee or the final committee to review our documents. And finally, of course, the sixth step for accreditation, based on this committee or the report of this committee, the accreditation status will be announced. Now, what are the NCAA standards? The NCAA standards, as I mentioned before, they are the new 6 NCAA standards. First is the mission and goals. In this presentation, I'm talking about electrical engineering program. So the electrical engineering program has a clear and appropriate mission that is consistent with the mission statements of the institution and the college department and support its application. The mission guides program planning and decision-making processes. The program goals and the plans must be linked to it, and it must be periodically reviewed. I just want to mention all of informations that should the faculty members read and to prepare himself can be found in different documents. First of all, most of answer can be found in the self-study report for programs that's sent to the NCAA, the final updated version, and can be found in guides and documents that are in the program or on the website of the program. So rights, duties, regulations, standards, everything should be, the faculty member should read and should be familiar with all of them. The second standard, program management and quality assurance. The electrical engineering program has effective leadership that implements the institutional systems, policies, and regulations. The program leadership plans, implements, monitors, and activates quality assurance systems that achieve continuous development of program performance in a framework of integrity, transparency, fairness, and within a supportive organizational climate. What I want to explain here, that this is the second standard that is mostly related to the leaders of the program maybe the head, for sure, for the head of the department or program coordinator, but the faculty members also can play an important role in this to achieve this standard, because they are a part of the department council and they are members of the department committees, and they have an important role in updating the program and making a decision. The third standard of the NCAA is teaching and learning. Of course, teaching and learning, it is a very important standard for faculty members. First of all, in this case, we are using, or we are implementing the Saudi Arabian qualification framework, and the faculty members, they are, in this case, they are implement diverse and effective teaching and learning strategies and assessment methods that are appropriate to the different learning outcomes. So in this standard, faculty members should focus on the teaching strategies, assessment method, and also evaluation of the program learning outcomes and course learning outcomes, writing reports and updating his teaching strategies and assessment methods year by year, or biannual, by semesters, and so on. This standard, students, the fourth standard, is the criteria and requirements for student admissions in the program should be clear and publicly disclosed and applied fairly. The information about the program and the requirements for completion of the study is available, and students are informed about their rights and duties. The program provides effective guidance and counseling services and extracurricular and enriching activities to its students, and the program must follow its graduates. In this standard, what is the main relation between students and the faculty members except teaching? It is about advising, academic advising. So the faculty members will be asked by the committee, what is your advising activities? How do you advise students? What do you use for advising? And so on. Of course, in order to advise students, to give them guidance and counseling services, you have to know different things, and mainly the rights and duties of students, the registrations, the registration requirements, and so on. The fifth standard is teaching staff. Now we are talking about the faculty member himself. The teaching staff is about that the program must have enough qualified teaching staff with the necessary competence and experience to carry out their responsibilities. And this is, we can say, a management issue. This is the responsibility of the department, but the teaching staff, it is important, he is responsible about his professional developments in development in the field of specializations. He should be aware about that. He should publishing research and to provide the community with specific services. So this is the duty of the faculty members as a teaching staff in the university, is to improve his professional skills, to publish research, and to community service. Also, the responsibility of the program coordinator or the head of department to evaluate the instructors or the faculty member and to give him his evaluation results, to discuss with him. This is as one of the ways to improve the performance of the teaching staff. What is the responsibility of faculty members in this case? His responsibility to ask about his evaluation and to discuss with the head of department and to improve himself. The final standard of the NCAA is learning resources, facilities, and equipment. It is mainly about library, labs, infrastructure, and other things of the program. The faculty member, of course, is a part of all of this, and he should improve the labs conditions and the library resources, and in this stage should participate in survey satisfaction, and he will be asked about his role in enhancing the infrastructure of the program, the library resources and labs. He will say that I participated in satisfaction surveys, and for example, I participated in committees to update textbooks, and for example, I funded by fund in order to have research labs and so on. So the teaching staff and students together must participate in identifying such resources based on their needs and in assessing their effectiveness. Was the last NCAA standard. Now we will go through questions and answers. This is proposed questions. You cannot talk about all questions, and you cannot predict precisely the questions that will be asked by the reviewing committee, but this is for to train you. After this presentation, you have to read, and read. The first question: what is the NCAA program academic accreditation? This question, maybe they will not ask you such question, but you need to know what is the accreditation, why it is important, because it will reflected in your performance in the program, and what is your role to achieve this accreditation. So as an answer, you can say it is a certificate given by NCAA to the academic program when it met the NCAA accreditation requirements and mainly eligibility and standards. Why accreditation is important for the program? You have to answer such question as a faculty member. It is important. If you believe it is important, I think you will work active. You will be active in the program, and you will your performance will be high in order to achieve this accreditation. For example, the accreditation is important for students to enhance their chance to find work or to continue their postgraduate studies, for the program to keep continuous improvement, and for employers, ensure the employer ensures that students are well qualified because the program is accredited by NCAA. The other question, what is academic accreditation about? It is about ensuring the practicing of quality procedures and standards required by academic accreditation body. In our presentation, we are talking about NCAA. What are the types of academic program accreditations? There are international and institutional and program accreditations, and there is national and international accreditations. As you know, we have international accreditation, ABET. What is my role as instructor in the academic accreditation process? First of all, applying teaching strategies, assessment methods, and evaluation of learning outcomes, preparing the quality reports, participating in committees, units, and department councils, publishing research and attending conferences, practicing in participating in community activities, guide and advise students, to know your duties and rights. Maybe there are other tasks, but I think these are the main tasks. Where you can find the mission and goals of the program. You have to know where is your mission and goals. In the program specification, you can find department and college guides, and you can find them on the program website. What is the process to update mission and goals? First, you need feedback from stakeholders, advisory reports, surveys, graduates, employers, students, faculty members, reports, and so on. After that, you need workshops and discussions. And finally, the department council approval to approve changes if necessary for mission and goals. Did you participate in the creation and development of the mission and goals? Yes or no, you have to answer, but I think yes, because every year you have to participate in the mission and goals survey and to show that the mission and goals, they are consist with the mission of the college and institution, and they are very important in the decision making and all of activities and development in the program. They are about to achieve the mission and goals of the program. Did you participate in surveys about mission and its consistency with university and college missions? What are the specialized councils that govern the program? Of course, there are three main councils: department council, college council, and university council. Do you feel that the leadership managing the program in a framework of integrity, transparency, fairness, and within a supportive organizational climate? I think this question can be answered in different ways by the instructor himself. You cannot dictate him or to tell him what to say. Did you participate in the development of the program? Explain how. Maybe yes, maybe no, but for sure yes. As a member, it is one of your tasks. For example, I was a member of a specialized committee. I discussed the new program in department councils. I developed some courses or program learning outcomes and course learning outcomes. You have to specify. Is there formed committees in your department? Name some of them. If you have a system in your program and you have committees and you are working in the program as a team, you have to know your committees because they are working together and they are integrate each other. So you have to name yes. We have, for example, undergraduate committee responsible about students, about registration. We have a quality committee, which is responsible about quality issues in the program, service committee, and so on. Are you a coordinator or a member of any committee? Of course, every faculty member should be a member of a committee at the department level or at college level or even at institutional level. Are committees reports discussed in the department councils? As you know, all committees should write their annual reports by the end of every year. And in these reports, of course, they contains the achieved and not achieved activities based on the operational plan. And after that, recommendations are written. These recommendations should be discussed in the department council, and some of them can be used in the next operational plan. Some of them they can be solved directly, and maybe some of these recommendations they are not of high importance and can be ignored. What are the program learning outcomes of your courses? If you really participate in evaluation, the program learning outcomes that they are assigned to your course and linked to your course learning outcomes, you have to know how to evaluate what are they and how you measure them. For example, I have a learning outcome applying math or design, or E. This is also a program learning outcome about solving problems, and to evaluate we use rubrics, we use quality management system, and of course our results and recommendations, they should be written in the course report. What is the process to update your course specifications? To update course specification, it is not an individual work, or you cannot answer, I'm updating my course specification every semester by my own self, and I'm updating the teaching strategy, the assessment methods. No, you have to know that updating or developing the course specification, it is department work. What you can do, you can write your comments in the course report if you are the instructor of this course, or you can read the comments in other course reports if you are a part of quality committee or department. After that, these comments should be discussed, can be approved or not. This is based on these comments. Not all comments or recommendations should be applied to change the course specifications, should be rational and should be applicable, and these changes, they lead to achieve the goal, the mission and the goals of your program. Did you participate in updating the electrical engineering curriculum, and what was your role? Of course, when we talk about the curriculum, we are talking about the course contents, we are talking about the credit hours, we are talking about teaching strategies, the objectives, everything related to the program curriculum. So of course, you as a member, as a faculty member, you participated in committees to update courses, and updating courses a part of updating the EE curriculum. As a member in the department council, of course, you discussed changes in the curriculum, and you gave at that time your opinion, and so on. Or maybe you participated in surveys related to the mission and goals to update them. Also, this is the part of your program. Maybe you also participated in workshops to understand and to change or update program learning outcomes and course learning outcomes. Are your teaching and learning strategies and assessment methods are aligned with the intended learning outcomes at the program and course levels? To answer these questions, of course, if you apply teaching strategies and assessment methods which approved by the department council in your program course specifications, you have to follow them and to apply. But in some cases, if you have some comments, and when you implemented these strategies, you face some problems in the implementation, or faced some teaching strategies or assessment, they are not consistent with the program learning outcomes or with the contents. In this case, you can write your comments and recommendations in the course report in order to enhance or to update the teaching strategies or the assessment methods. What is the procedure to approve your proposed senior design in the program? As you know, the senior design electrical engineering programs, or in all engineering programs, is important, and the senior design reflects the practical implementation, and it contains most of program learning outcomes of the program. So every instructor should know the procedure. You are proposing your senior design based on the specialization. All proposed senior design should be discussed in the department council to be sure that this senior design is of a good level and will be useful for students, and it can be and contains practical or simulation and other things. After the approval should be published for students. After that, students can choose the senior design and the supervisor in order to complete it within the semester or 2 semesters based on the program. Did you contact the advisor? Did you contact the advisor regarding your weak students? If you are teaching a group and one or two or more students they are weak and they had not good grades, in this case, before finishing the semester and not following them, maybe you did something to talk to them and to their advisor in order, of course, to enhance their performance and to help them to increase their grades before attending the final exam. Are you trained in new teaching and assessment methods? If you attended, please specify. Is your course evaluated periodically? What are the tools used to evaluate your course? Yes or no? But of course, every course should be evaluated every semester because you have to write course report every semester and should be read by the quality committee and to show if there is something to change or not. And as a part of this course report, the quality should concentrate on your grades and should be approved by the department. Course learning outcomes should be evaluated. This course summary also should be discussed about high grades, the averages, the completion rate, the band students, the registered students, and so on. The course delivery, did you finish your course or not? Did you use the appropriate teaching strategies or not? So all of these should be evaluated every semester in order to evaluate the course and to update it every semester. Is your teaching and assessment methods of the course monitored and motivated and encouraged? This should be answered by you. Of course, if you use teaching strategies and assessment methods that are implemented in the course specifications and they give a good results, of course, the department should motivate you and encourage to continue in this way. What methods you use to be sure that assignments submitted by students are of their own? Uh, did, for example, you can say, I read all assignments reports and I can know is this report is a student's level or not, or I used oral discussion, I talked to the student, asked him some questions to be sure that he wrote this report by himself, or maybe I can check the similarity to be sure this is not a copy paste from internet. Did you give a feedback to your students? How could you determine the improvement points of your students? Of course, there are several ways to give students feedback, maybe directly, maybe on the exam answer sheet, maybe through the email or Blackboard or any useful tool. But this is not the important how it is important, of course, how to deliver or to give feedback to the students, but how to give them a good feedback. Of course, for every course you have program learning outcomes that they are linked to your course learning outcomes, and course learning outcomes should be evaluated using rubrics, and rubrics means you have different categories for satisfactory, not satisfactory, developing, and excellent students, and using rubrics will show you where is the location of your students, and every category is related to what we call performance indicator, and based on this performance indicators in this category I can specify the weakness of a student and I can send him this feedback to be specific and to hit the point. Where you can find the curriculum, of course, in the program specification, you can find the college guide or department guide or on the website. Do you have students to guide and advise? How many? What is the process used in your program to advise students? Not all faculty members, they are advisors. Maybe some of them, they are working other administrative work. But of course, the faculty member as advisors should have number of students, 10, 15 students. They should be distributed equally over faculty members. And these students, you have to contact them. In our university or other university now, we have electronic advising program. You can contact them, send them email. You can meet them. After meeting them face to face, which is the best way to talk to them, you can advise them, of course, academic advising, and you have the specific or the needed forms to fill and to be signed by you and students. Of course, you have access to the students' grades and the student records in the educational gate or edu system. This is, and of course, beside all of this, you have to know the regulations and standards related to the admission and related to the, and you should know your curriculum in good way to manage and to give a good academic advising. When we talk about other type of advising, like advising regards socially or related to other except academic, I think there is a specialized people in the university that they are doing this type or kind of advising. Are you familiar with the admission and the registration requirements? You should be, because if you don't, you cannot be a good advisor. What is the procedure in your program to help academic weak students? We talked about this, but if you are weak students, you can talk to his advisor. You can, at the beginning of every semester as advisor, sorry, you are the advisor. At the beginning of semester, you can advise him to take to register less courses and to give him early advising process. For example, to give him advising plan for several semesters in advance. Also, you have to meet him regularly through during the semester to follow his achievement. Do you know student rights and duties, the code of conduct, and do you know the grievance, complaints, and discipline procedures? Do you use a variety of means and applies them fairly? So you have to read all of these on the website. Did you attend any training courses or workshops for academic and professional development? If yes, please specify and talk about this. I attended a workshop about teaching strategies or about new assessment methods or about quality. Did the program provide you with appropriate orientation as a new and advanced teaching staff to ensure your understanding of the nature of the program, your rights, tasks, responsibilities, and workload? Of course, every university, in every university or department, they have own program for a new staff to be familiar with the regulation standards. Also, to if he's new, fresh, and has no experience or teaching experience, should attend specific or special training courses, how to teach and how to work with students. Did the program encourage you to participate in conferences, research activities, and scientific production? If yes, say how and explain this to the committee. Did you participate in the assessment and development activities of the program and institution? If yes, at program level. If yeah, I attended workshops, meetings, and I was a member of related committees, or at university level. Mention this. Are you supported or funded to publish your research articles? If you have, specify. Did you participate in satisfaction surveys related to the labs, library, e-learning resources, and classrooms? If yes, say yes. If no, say no. But if you participated, you have to know the result of these surveys, and really your participation was effective or not. Did you find the textbook and related references of your course in the library? What is the procedure to borrow the textbook from the library? You have to answer this question and to show this is a simple procedure, complex procedure, or you couldn't find your textbook. Maybe there are another way. For example, the Saudi library, you can find this textbook in other resources. Are you satisfied with your office, extra faculty activities, personal computer, internet? You can talk to them that I have office, or my office is good, is not good. This is your answers. And do you have a lab for research? If you don't have, you can explain. We don't have postgraduate studies, we don't have master, or we have labs, we have research, funded, not funded. Now we have NCAA eligibility for academic accreditation. These extra questions, they are based on not standards, but the eligibility of the program for submission. So these questions, maybe they are of different levels and related to the administration level, but maybe they will be useful for faculty member to know. Is your program approved by the university council, for example? Is your program accredited by internal or external accreditation body? When your program established? When was the last modification of your program, and is approved by university council or not? What are the main reasons to improve or update your program? What is SAQIF, for example, Saudi Arabian Qualification Framework? What is the number of credit hours in your curriculum? Why your program should consist with SAQIF? What is the level of your program based on SAQIF? What are the new domains, knowledge, skills, and competence or values? Do you know about them? Is your university having NCAA institutional accreditation, yes or no? Is your university, we answer this question. Do you know the manuals and guides in your program? Do you know the forms in your program? List some of them and why you use them. Is there counseling guide in the program? Is there students and staff's manuals for duties and rights? Do the program have quality assurance system? What is the 2 cycles quality assurance procedures? What is the stakeholders? What do we mean by stakeholders? Report why they are important. Uh, is there a course specifications for your course? Why we need the course specifications? Are you involved in the course specifications development, discussing and approval? Do your program have a program specifications? Did you read it? Why we need a program specifications? Do you participate in developing, discussing, and approval of the program specifications? List the program learning outcomes of your program. What is the source of your program learning outcomes? From where they are adopted? Did you attended workshops to develop program learning outcomes and assigning them to courses? What do the department discuss the program learning outcomes results and write recommendations? Do you think your program can prepare graduates and provide them with skills to be ready for market? Do you have any contact with your graduates? Do your department discuss the graduation needs? Do your program have advisory committee? Why the program needs the advisory committee? Do the department council discuss recommendations from advisory board? Do you know some of KPIs for your program? How many KPIs requested by NCAA? Why we need key performance indicators? Do the department discuss the KPIs results? Do you have an improvement plan based on KPIs results? Did you participate in preparing the self-evaluation scale? What is self-evaluation scale and why we need it? Did you participate in preparing the self-study report program? What was your role? Yes or not? Do you think that self-evaluation scale and self-study report for program are written to reflect the real programs